Hello guys, Zennosh here and welcome to Super String, and I'm here to tell you guys who are the top 3 agents that you are supposed to reroll for in this game, because they are going to be a lot more helpful than compared to other agents out there in terms of gameplay progression. That said, let's get this started. The first one on the list, and I would say the best DPS unit in the game, is going to be SS Rarity Sando, Blade of the Phantom Master. This amazing waifu agent right over here is a pure offensive type unit who is totally capable of dealing devastating damage to her targets thanks to her very high base attack power that is 6,497 points, which is freaking fantastic. And guess what, guys? She is pretty fast as well, with speed stat at 213 points. Now, when we are going to look into her skills, she is totally known for her third skill, which is a passive ability. It says Aiki, 40% chance to gain turn immediately when defeating an enemy. Definitely, if you are going to upgrade this skill, the chances will improve, and getting that turn reset, that extra bonus turn, is definitely a very great help in PvE story content, let alone the PvP battles as well. So hey, there we go. That is the reason why she is so amazing unit right away. Paired up with that very high attack power, definitely it's not gonna be a really big deal for her to lay waste to her opponents. That said, let's look into her fast skill. It says Leap Slash. Okay, deal 110% damage to an enemy, which is pretty good. Damage to a single target. Second skill right over here, Oni Bash. It says 2 turn cooldown, which is pretty short term, right? And it says deal 140% damage to an enemy. And guess what, guys? There is a really good catch right over here as well. Deal 140% critical damage to an enemy when HP is lower than 20%, which is freaking fantastic for the boss fights. So these are the reasons why she is so amazing for the overall contents in the game. Alright, if you actually manage to get your hands on her, totally guys, this waifu is gonna serve you guys with a lot of amazing damage against your enemies. That said, looking into her final ability, her ultimate skill known as the Dragon Slash with the 4-turn skill cooldown, deal 180% destruction damage to an enemy. With that destruction effect, cleanse all debuff effects on the target and deal plus 25% damage per effect on target. Guess what, guys? So definitely can actually pair up really good with those allies who are so good at inflicting debuffs on the enemies. And when she is going to deal damage to a target with a lot of debuffs on them, well, guess what, guys? She is going to deal a lot of bonus damage right away, which is definitely a great help, especially in the boss fight. So she is totally a boss killer, an amazing boss killer, and damn, she has got some huge assets, guys. I really love her. She is totally thick. That's what I say. Alright, that's it. Now, second on the list is definitely going to be Lilia, the second best DPS unit in the game out there. Looking into her first ability out here, guys, that's she is capable of dealing 130% damage to an enemy, which is really high damage against a single target. And it's her second ability that actually makes her so unique, and it also makes her so good to be used in the boss fights. Look at this right over here. Inflict bleed effect for 2 turns on critical hit. And if you are going to build her real good, then well, dealing critical hit almost all of the time is not a problem at all in this game, right? And that said, bleed effect for 2 turns is pretty fantastic, especially in the boss fights. Why? Look at this right over here. Bleed, lose HP by 7.5% of maximum HP at every turn, and it can stack as well. Wow, that is freaking awesome. 7.5% of maximum HP. Can you guys even think like how much damage it can really do to a boss unit? My god, it's freaking fantastic, guys. This is really awesome. Anyways, that's said, looking into her third skill out here, it says Grizzly Killer. Deal 140% damage to an enemy. If you are going to boost it up to 160% damage to an enemy, which is freaking fantastic. And finally, let's look into her ultimate skill, the Mother's Call. It says deal 95% strike damage to up to 3 enemies. A really good cleave damage right over there. Strike, deal plus 30% damage upon the critical hit. So really try to build her up with a lot of critical hit stats, and definitely, guys, she's gonna put a very big smile on your face with a lot of damage to her targets out there. And she can actually deal some really good AoE damage as well with her ultimate ability, which can be a really great help in the PvP battles in order to silence your opponent real fast. I mean, like to put them down to waste real fast. Okay, so yeah, there we go. Really good unit right over here. And if we are to look into her base stats. Definitely her speed stat is really high, and so is her attack power as well. So definitely she can deal some crazy damage to her enemies out there, laying them down to the west. Okay, so yeah, there we go. Amazing unit, Lilia. Amazing wife unit out here as well. That's it. The third best unit, and I would say that is going to be Munsu. Okay, and this character right over here is also a pure offense type unit. SS rarity Munsu, Blade of the Phantom Master. Looking into his basic attack power right over here, it is really high, right? Just look at that, just like Sando, 6,497 points. Definitely thanks to his very high base attack power, he definitely is capable of dealing some crazy damage to the enemies out there, and his speed stat is pretty much really high as well with that 213 points. Now that said, let's look into his skill. He's known for this second skill right over here, which is a passive ability. It says trigger rock ribbed unique state for 2 turns when HP falls below 20% once per battle. Okay, so here we go, guys. It says rock ribbed upgrades skill and cleanse all debuff effects on oneself. Receive immunity to all status effect. That is really good, and with 20% increase in attack and defense. Oh my god, is getting a lot of sustenance boost right over there, and with that 20% attack boost, definitely he can actually come up with some really good damage against the enemies out there, and this is what he's totally known for. Okay, and it is going to be a really great help in the boss fights and also in the PvP battles as well, if you know how to set it up right. So yeah, there we go, and that said, he's also known for his ability, the third skill. Okay, look at this. It says a troublemaker, 3-turn cooldown, deal 140% damage to an enemy, and all enemies will be inflicted with bomb effect with a 60% chance on each target. That is really good. Bomb, oh my god, it is really amazing skill in the game out here. Let's see what bomb really does. Bomb, lose HP by 15%. 15% of maximum HP at the end of turn. This is massive. I mean, like, you guys can just imagine how much damage you will be able to deal even if a opponent is a freaking massive, chunky, beefy, tanky boss unit. Look at that, man. Because it is a damage that deals damage to a target based upon that target's maximum HP, and 15% of the maximum HP. That is insane. It has a 50% chance the target will be stunned for a turn as well, and it is stackable on top of that one. My god, this is really good, not only for the PvE story contents but also for the PvP battles. This is the reason why he is so freaking badass. Usually this bomb skill, this bomb effect, is supposed to be with the specialist units, but damn, the Munsu right over here being a pure offense type unit, he has that bomb effect, which is really good, which is very unique to him. And that's it. Now let's look into his basic skill. It says deal 110% damage to an enemy, deals 110% damage with to an enemy with a 50% chance to deal critical damage during rock ribbed unique state. Okay, so within that 2 turns, it definitely is meant to deal some crazy damage to the enemies out there. Okay, and looking into his final skill right over here, Unchained, it says 4 turn of cooldown, deal 70% trample damage to all enemies. It's AoE damage, and on top of that one, this trample effect will actually provide him that 50% of damage bonus to an immobilized target. Okay, so there we go. These are the reasons why he is so amazing unit out there in like every content, whether it's the boss fight, whether it be the PvE story content, or whether it be the arena fight. Thanks to this amazing AoE skill right away, which he can use in order to deal crazy damage to the enemies out there. And with this bomb effect, my god, even the boss units will have no chance at all against him. And thanks to his very high base attack power, he is capable of dealing some crazy insane damage to the enemies out there. So those are the 3 amazing SS rarity units that you are supposed to target to reroll for them. First is going to be Sando, the best DPS unit in the game. The main feature about her is her ability to get a lot of extra turns as long as she kills an enemy, which is definitely going to be a really great help in the PvP battles and the PvE story contents as well. And thanks to her ability right over here that allows her to deal a lot more damage when the HP is lower than 20%, my god, really great help for the boss fights. And secondly, this Lilia right over here, capable of dealing crazy damage to the enemies out there, and she's totally meant for the boss fights thanks to this bleed effect right over here. And she can deal some crazy damage to a single target as well as multiple units at the same time as well. As long as she can deal critical hit on the opponents, my god, she's gonna be a lot more efficient out there in the battlefield. And finally, when it comes to the Munsu, he is capable of dealing some crazy damage as well to the enemies out there, laying them down to the west. Because of his abilities to improve his own attack stat, he can deal some crazy damage to the enemies out there as well, thanks to this trample effect and his bomb effect out there. Whatever the enemy, let it be the boss, let it be the PvP story content units, or let it be the PvP contents, he's just going to destroy all of them. So yeah, that's it. Those are the top 3 units, and let me know in the comment section below if you have any other further questions, if you have any insights, if you have any criticisms. I would really love to have a really good discussion with you guys. And that's it. Please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to keep on enjoying the contents of my channel, and see you guys in the next video.